Hey guys, Ethan Bill here. Welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'm going to explain to you the difference between a 20k a month brand and a 50k plus a month brand. And this one little trick, when you try to nail this straight away, you can go from the 20k a month mark to the 30, 40, 50 plus up to 6 figures per month. And it's a very, very small thing that once brands actually understand and realize how it works and how to structure this, they're going to be able to scale their sales drastically high. And I've done this myself for our clients. You know, we have worked with brands at about 10, 20k per month and grown them to 50, 100k a month plus just by literally this one small thing here. Yes, there are other pieces of the pie, higher order value, good margins, proven proof of concept when it comes to the product, good product market fit, things like that. But this one thing is something you can actually control. And once you nail, you'll do very, very well with ads and, you know, scale the business. So if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. But let's just dive straight in. So the difference between a 20k a month brand and a 50k plus per month brand. So here's an example of one of our clients from last month. We 54k, we're at slightly under 2.72, but you know, we tend to average about a 3, so a little bit under this one, but it's still profitable because the margins were so high. Break even was like 1.4, so easily making money here. So 20k a month to 54k a month in a relatively short period. This is proof that the system works. So this could literally add another 780 customers to your business. These are new customers as well, every single month. So there is only one thing that separates them to both. So one thing that separates 20k a month brand to 50k a month plus month brand. Something that when it's nailed, scaling becomes limitless and becomes very, very easy and ridiculously fast. And it's not average order value, it's not reviews, it's not interest targeting, and it's not ABO. It's not UGC creators, it's not just Facebook ads alone, it's not a good conversion rate. Like, all these help the business, but this one thing can literally turn a dying brand into a thriving brand very, very easily, and can turn a 20k a month brand to a 50k a month brand again very, very easily. And that is hooks. Now, before you kick off, I already knew that. I guarantee you didn't write hooks like this. Now, this is what I mean. So let me explain. So the role of hook is to capture attention. You know that, everyone knows that. Your ad is only as strong as your first 3 seconds. You're probably thinking, oh, I already knew that, but chances are you don't. A lot of people out there spend so much time on the ad, but very limited time on the hook. The hook is literally where we spend 80% of our time, and the rest of the video is where we probably spend like 20% of our time, because if people don't get past the hook, they're not going to watch the video. So what I would do is you forget the entire ad and focus on the hook. Spend an hour on it if it takes, because you need to get a good hook rate. Yes, 30% hook rates are good, but once you get to that 40-50% hook rate, which is 1 in 2 people, scalability is insane. So your ad is only as strong as your first 3 seconds. The digital world moves fast. Audience don't give you second chances. It's that simple. You bore them, they're gone. You've lost them forever. Now, if your hook doesn't immediately grab their attention, they'll scroll past, click away, or just ignore you entirely. This is why the quality of your hook directly affects the performance of your video. Good hook creates curiosity, makes a bold promise, relatable pain point, contrast, weak or bad hook, leaves viewers disinterested and just scroll past you. Confused or, worst of all, unmoved. If you want to go faster, you need to dial in with the hooks. So what makes a hook weak? So a weak hook typically falls into one of these traps. So vagueness. So weak hook example. Today we're talking about something really cool. It's not very specific. It's very vague. Very generic. If it was a YouTube video tutorial that I was actively searching for and like watched, I'd go fair enough, but it isn't. When people don't need to understand that when people on Facebook, you're interrupting their scroll. So they're just mind on business, you're interrupting them. On YouTube, they're actively looking for your video. A lot of the time, they're actually looking for it. Now, why this fails is just unclear and unengaging. The audience has no idea what really cool means or why they should even care. Now, cliche. So, weak example, you won't believe what happened next. Or, most women wish they knew this sooner. It's the same hook and it is so boring. It's cliche. Everyone knows it. I wish I knew this sooner. It's the same stuff. It's boring. And everyone's already heard it. So that's not going to work. And like I said, it's overused. They lose the power after a bit. Whoever first invented this probably made millions. And then after that, you know, got bored, lost all the traffic. So the audience has seen it all before. So they won't stick around to find out because it's not new. Now, the most common one we see is irrelevance. Now, starting with an unrelated, it doesn't really tie into, it doesn't really tie into the topic. Now, why it really fails is that the audience doesn't seem immediate. There's no connection to the main subject, and they'll just tune out because it's completely irrelevant. So, like, for example, I may like to play golf, okay? So my main objective when I play golf is to lower my handicap. I look up to scratch golfers, worship the ground they walk on, and go, one day that'll be me, okay? So that's what I want to do. Yeah, if I see an ad, like a hook that's talking more about, like say I need to lower my handicap, I need to improve my driver swing, and say the ad is talking to me about something completely irrelevant, like how to putt better, it's not really going to interest me that much because I know what I need to work on, and that is specifically the driver, if that makes sense. So it's kind of irrelevant. Now, strong hooks that pull in audience are very, very good hooks, as you can tell. So a strong hook immediately engages the viewer by presenting clear, compelling reasons to stay, okay? It's specific, intriguing, and aligned with the audience interests. So here's I'll show you the 3 I always use, but here are 3 other good ones as well. So ask a proactive question. Why do 90% of people fail at this simple task? There's a bit of curiosity there. You're kind of like, well, what task? You'll see a lot of TikTok videos have this style of hook. Or if you were born with it between 1918, 2000, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of those hooks are on TikTok. It sparks curiosity and sets the stage for viable insight. So you're kind of a bit like, what do you mean? Why 90% of people fail at this task? Now, introduce a relatable problem. So the provocative question works very, very well if you want to kind of make an ad that looks organic. So when you do a relatable problem, it's very, very clear it's an ad. But when it comes to why 90% of people fail at this simple task, it kind of does sound like a random piece of content. It doesn't necessarily sound like an ad. The strong example of this is that ever feel like your ideas are never going viral? Here's why. Now, why it works. It targets a common frustration, making viewers eager for the solution. Really good one is, for one, we're using many skincare brand ads, is just talking about the main common thing, which is men basically fail on every dating app. So having something like, ever feel like you're constantly getting ghosted on Tinder? Here's why. And then boom, insert skincare. It's common frustration, makes you eager for the solution. Now, bold claim, more promise. Strong example. Simple change, double my subscribers in 1 month. You've got the claim, which is double, so you got what the kind of like quantity of it. They've doubled the subscribers, the time frame, 1 month, and how easy it is. Simple. So they've kind of hit 3 things right there. It gives you a clear, enticing benefit that makes you want to know how you do it. Now, here are my 3 favorite hooks that I use, more or less combination of these on every single hook, every single script. So if you read Breakthrough Advertising, there's 38 different headlines you can use in terms of basically creating hooks. Now, when you create scripts for brands, you want to make sure you're also creating them, basically you can get volume. So I kind of follow certain formats like these 3 here that 9, 10 times out of 10 work very, very well. So the first one is curiosity. So is surgery really your only option? So imagine you've got like fibroids or something. Is surgery really your only option? It's kind of like, is it? I've been told I have by my doctor, but I'm not really that sure. Or agitate problem, tired of constant bloating or painful cramps to take over your life. It's almost like if you've got fibroids, you're going to relate to that basically. Call out the solution, stop planning your life around your period. There's an easier way. A bit of solution, but also a bit of curiosity. Oh, what is that easy way? They are my favorite 3 hooks. Curiosity, agitate problem, call out solution. You can chuck these into ChatGPT as well, and they'll get you some decent kind of framework. They'll never get you a really good hook. They'll give you like something to build upon. So sometimes if I'm struggling for hooks, I go and use some ChatGPT, and they use this format, and I'll get like a few hooks back. But out of 10, 1 would be a good framework, and obviously you need 3. So you're not going to get the consistent value of it, but you are going to get a good amount of basically structures to build upon. So here's how today you can just basically start crafting better hooks. Now, what I mean by hook, like I said, this is the kind of the on-screen text. Into the actual visuals, what we've learned is just focusing on virality. So you can be very specific with your ad. Like if you're talking about a pain hook, talking about dry skin, you can show the dry skin straight away and how it's now, dry, like a bright, moist, hydrated skin. Your alternate option is if you go on TikTok and you look at kind of like viral videos, kind of see what's making them viral. You want those viral hooks. Like we had one brand who basically the hook was a guy getting his foot run over by a car. And another one where someone basically blended up loads of laundry pads. So these type of hooks are a bit weird and quite viral. And we even had one that was basically a woman like basically buttering a sandwich with a huge amount of butter and eating it, and it was like a supplement brand. So, you know, like they're going to, we don't like to eat it, we're going to eat it. So these are kind of, you know, the visual aspect which do very, very well. But you can only create the visual once you know exactly what the actual text hook is. A lot of the time people say, oh yeah, you need to make the text hook just like the visual. But to be honest, a lot of the time, they are both completely different and their own separate entities. The actual question, the on-screen text tends to be different to what the actual visual is when we do it. But right, again off topic, you need to know your audience. So understand their biggest pain points, interests and desires. A good hook speaks directly to what they care about most. So know who your audience is. So for example, you're selling a steel toe cap boot. You know full well traders, blue collar workers who are gonna want to buy that. Chances are maybe like 25 to 50, most likely going to be male. So that's your first bit. Okay, why do they? You want to start thinking about pain points. Like, you know, a long time ago, I used to work in that space. I know that when you wear Steelers, you're getting blizzards all the time, they're very heavy on your feet, very uncomfortable, you can be limping home sometimes, even to the pub after. So that's how you can really build a story out of that, and obviously make a good hook. Specific, replace generatives with concrete curiosity piquing details. For example, instead of learn to grow fast, for example, you can say how I grew from 1k to 50k subs in 30 days. It's very, very specific. Details matter in a hook. The other main aspect is test and iterate. So don't settle for the first hook you come up with. When we run ads, we run DCTs. One DCT, one angle. The 3 videos is what we tend to do. 9% of the time it's videos, 10% of the time it's statics. But out of the videos, we'll do 3 videos with the same body, and then the first 3 seconds of each are different because we want to test the hooks. Each will be different market awareness. It may be, depending on what the script is. If the script is like a solution aware, the hook's going to be solution aware, but just be saying different visuals and that type of thing. Sometimes I like to mix it up and do like a problem aware hook and a solution aware kind of like back end of the script, kind of mix it up a little bit. It kind of depends, but they're both really, really effective, whichever one you do use. So don't stop the first hook, test multiple version, analyze which one keeps people watching longest, and focus on the first 5 seconds. I know I keep saying 3, but how we structure our scripts is we'll do hook A, hook B, hook C, and then the first line of the body is we kind of call it a semi-hook. So say the first hook A is 1k 50k subs in 30 days, and hook B is and hook C are two different things, but around that type of angle. The first line of the body is another hook, but it's just a softer hook. So you can say it could just be like a visual of showing the subscribers growing, or it could just be oh, and it was very, very easy and took very little time. That time you can continue what's actually being said, because people realize in an ad there's actually 2 hooks. There's your first 3 seconds, and then there's your second 3 seconds essentially. You actually get 2 hooks per ad. So you get your first 3 seconds, and then the 2 seconds after that is also 2 or 3 seconds after that is also a hook, but it's a softer hook, because if that soft hook's not there, there's not really a correlation between your first 3 seconds and the rest of your script. So people will just get confused, get a good hook rate, but a horrible hold rate. So yeah, and think of the hook as a handshake. If it's weak or forgettable, no one sticks around conversation. Make the first impressions count. And obviously by really nailing hooks, and I'm not talking like 3 reasons why you need to try this and stuff like that. Those are boring hooks. No one cares. Like, another good hook is, I'm the guy who tells you not to worry about, and then you link that to skincare or fashion or something like that. Like, those hooks are what people want to see. You want to think the most craziest out of the box ideas, because like that's what's going to get you to 50k or 54k per month. I mean, this brand took about 2 or 3 months to get them to this point. There was a few bottlenecks we had to address early on, that the AOV, things like that, but once it dialed in, we grew them very, very quickly, and you can get results like this just by mastering hooks. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you do have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button, trying to help this channel grow. If you have any video ideas, anything you want to cover, I have had some people message me on LinkedIn and Twitter for content ideas for me to basically record videos on questions they have. feel free to drop in the comment section or DM me on LinkedIn or Twitter. Look in the description below. Feel free to hit me with those with any questions you've got, and I'll happily help you out. And if you are a brand, you could be skincare, fashion, supplement, whatever, and you're just struggling to grow, you can't find a reliable partner that can actually put the money where the mouth is and basically tell you and deliver results to a point where you're happy with, look in the description below where it says how Ethan Bale on my Facebook ads. Click that link there, schedule a very quick 10-15 minute chat with me, and we'll assess if you're a good fit to work with us. Now that is everything. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.